Previously on Historical Geocaching. My wife and I are visiting Jamestown Settlement, a living history museum in southeast Virginia. Most recently, we've boarded replica ships that the colonists came across the Atlantic in, and toured through a reconstructed fort, learning from many interpreters about the colonists' fascinating yet challenging way of life.
Yeah.
So I was just talking about the amount of bags and things that the Powhatans had, or things they had to carry things in, or what they would put things in. And the Powhatans are using deer skin for the clothing, but they are weaving. They're doing a lot of weaving too. Be something that both men and women would know how to do, would learn how to do at a young age. They're also making string out of different plant fibers. For instance, this is a raffia grass that I've been using to make string. More string. Anyway, here's more string. Now they wouldn't have had the raffia, but they would have had grasses that they would be getting from the marshes. You know, the marshlands, the tall grasses that grow in the marshlands. So they would have also access to different plants, for instance, like the yucca plant behind you there, which is a very, very, very sticky plant, and it has nice fibers that run through it. So this is my bundle of grasses that I have here, and I have some that's been dyed with pokeberry to give different colors, and then they also made a lot of pouches and things out of deer skin. So like my pouch that I have here, and this little pouch for different things. I mean, we all, we have pockets in our clothes. They probably would have been dressed very scantily. Like I think this is Russell over there, or Frank's over there. Looks like he has his winter top on. But sometimes the English describe the Powhatans as wearing very few clothes in weather that would hurt a dog. So dogs have fur coats, right? And so it takes a lot to hurt them. But they were amazed because when it gets warm, the English are adding more layers of clothes. They wore a lot of wool. That was important because the wool was part of the industry of England. So that's one of the things they make a point of writing and drawing pictures, drawings of the men and women, the way they were tattooed, or the paintings that they did, they body painted, or the clothes, or the small aprons that they would wear. And so they're learning about a new culture, a new group of people that they bothered to write down about, which is good for us today, because then we know more about them. So string making is one of those things that would be important for teaching the children at a very early age, so they can help you get string to sew your house together, which is necessary, or make fishing nets, or put the deer hides up on the frames. It's just a very important commodity. Today, I think, like duct tape has taken the place, or packing tape has taken the place of string for us. I think it's pretty rare that we might need it. Maybe to stake up some of your plants at home. If you have a garden, that's important.
Hello.
Hi, how are y'all doing today?
Very good.
Good. Been doing some cooking up here today. Kind of winding it down. I've got a soup going. It's got some corned beans, squash, some wild rice in there as well. And the foods in the platter kind of demonstrate what types of food they have available to them this time of year. You know, there's food still coming out of the gardens like corned beans and squash, as well as gathered foods like the persimmons, the nuts, the wild rice, and berries over here. Still eating a little bit of shellfish, though the attention is probably going to start shifting to hunting, like deer and turkey, and probably still hunting game fowl like geese and ducks. And that's what.
So how much variation was there for the Native Americans' diet seasonally?
It depends on what's available, primarily.
Okay.
Spring, or actually more summer, early fall, you've got crops coming in. You've got a lot of deer meat. They're taking advantage of mating season for the deer when they're moving in larger herds. So they're killing hundreds of animals there to be able to feed their people now, plus start putting stuff away for winter. Hunting might drop down a little bit during the winter time. You might see them setting traps more than anything else for smaller animals like rabbits and things like that. Where it really gets tough is late winter into early spring, where it's too cold to put the crops in. Your supplies are kind of dwindling. But it's a lean time of year, and the people know that. They know it's coming. So it's not a surprise to them. But then once the fish start running in early spring, they'll take advantage of that. A lot of the ocean-going fishes are coming back into the rivers to spawn. So using nets or traps or things like that, they're hauling in a lot of fish and a lot of shellfish. And that will be, that and again assorted game birds will get them through the summer, until the crops start coming in.
Sure. Neat. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
There's also things like pendants can strip down and use as thread for sewing with. You've got, you can make it into a thread, bowstring, fishing line, other types of skinny rope like that. You've also got the hoof and the skin around the foot that can be melted down and made into glue. So from the knee down, you've got pretty much this whole leg that has the potential to be used for one thing or another. Not to say that you would have to use it all. In some cases, you don't need to use every part, but you've got the options at least available to you. The amount of time it takes to make a tool out of bone really varies depending on the age of the bone. So if the bone is fresh, it's a lot easier to work with. But as it ages, it hardens and dries out, it's harder and harder to do. So this bone's a couple years old, so it's taken me quite a while to get this far, but I am approaching the end point. So hopefully it won't take too long.
So I noticed you have a display of like berries and other foliage. What would those be used for?
So those are examples of different things that could be used for dyes. So sometimes we'll work over here on making things like baskets and nets and such out of rope, and we'll want to dye them different colors to make patterns. For example, this basket right here has got dye with some purple on it. So over there we've got a few different things. We've got examples of pokeberry,